So I've got Sunday Live today. I was going to do the content last week, and then I met up with Coach So. And the last 2 weeks I've had guests, being Peter Florenzos and So. But today, me back in the house. And I'm going to cover what I planned for last week. I want to start by sharing the average human life is approximately 954 months. But then you break it down as to what we spend on it on. 318 hours of that, 318 months of that is on sleeping. 43 months on average is how much time you're doing basic study just to get through schooling and all the likes of it. 72 months or thereabouts spent on eating and digesting food. A whopping 128 months would be on your general working career, which is most people, 128 months of that. 13 months spent on the toilet or having ablutions, and about 66 months spent driving in traffic or waiting in lines. And that brings you down to about 314, almost a third. And that's before you get into many other commitments. And when you start to break down your life that way, it makes you realize that our time really is our most valuable commodity. You know, they talk about compound interest being the eighth wonder of the world, or at least Einstein did. And compound interest to do with success is what you choose to do with your time, and are you consciously aware of how you're actually investing that time. Another way to look at it is we've probably got about 4,000 hours a year right now as leisure time, which is more than we've ever had previous in prior generations. And what are we doing with that? It's still said people are estimating about 7.5 years of their life watching television. Some of that on Game of Thrones, no doubt. I've still never watched a single episode. About 3 years on social media. And so it kind of gives you an idea of, are we aware of what we're doing with our leisure time, our social time, and are we using it to actually get ahead? And if not, that's cool, because it's about feeling good at the end of the day. But to do with success and a habit of success, today's is quite simple. Start investing a little bit of that time into continual development, stretching your mind. There's another book here I reference quite a lot from time to time. This one is Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. And when you look at it, he wrote it on a single flight. Story has it, he wrote it on one single flight, he nutted that out. That's best use of time for sure. And so it's thinking about, are we using our time? Can we claw some of that back to either invest in what it is that we love doing in our career, or even 30 minutes to 1 hour a day invested in learning your craft? You know, I'm not going to talk about the 10,000 hours to become a master. There's no necessary science that backs that up. But certainly time invested to keep mastering your craft is important, and your craft changes over time. So 30 minutes to 1 hour every day, studying, learning, and doing something new to do with either your career, your professions, or what it is that actually fulfills you. Because at the end of the day, that's a very simple habit to adopt, and then you can start to claw back some of that lost time. And that way, you might not get the shits as much. Anyway, we'll wrap up there. I'll speak to you next week.